Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Maybe we give a couple of more minutes for people to join. See that the number of attendees is still increasing. Do you think, Ryan, should we get going?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good. Great. Let's kick it off. So, dear customers, partners, and partner and customers, welcome to this first ever Global Sinch Contact Pro product webinar. We are so excited to have you with us today. My name is Mika Tuominen, and I'm heading the global sales for Contact Pro at Sinch. I really appreciate you taking time with us from your busy calendars, and truly hope and believe you're going to find the time spent with us useful. Why we decided to launch this event? Well, many of our customers have they are just using the fraction of all Contact Pro features and functions today, and we of course bring in frequently new innovations on top. We often hear the question from customers and partners that where could I find more information and see real use cases how to get more out of my Contact Pro service and how to adopt new Contact Pro innovations into my customer service. Today we are doing our best to show you some of the latest use cases with Contact Pro. We have decided to invite you all twice a year for such an event where we show something interesting use cases you might find useful. As this is the first global event of its kind, we of course appreciate any feedback, how we could improve, and what are the topics you would like to see in the next similar events. Very small housekeeping thing. There should be a dedicated Q&A button where you can raise the questions or give any other feedback to us. As we have limited time for demos, I should do less talking, and I will now pass the microphone over to Johnny to California to salute our America's customers and partners. Johnny, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Mika, and hello, everyone. It's great to have you with us. I'm Johnny. I represent Sinch from the west coast of the United States. I'm really happy to see so many familiar names joining us today. So in today's contact center world, there's one challenge we hear across the board. How do we do more with less without compromising customer experience? Whether it's navigating agent turnover, whether it's integrating new AI tools, or managing rising customer expectations, the pressure is real. And that's exactly why we're excited about the updates we're sharing today. They're designed to simplify operations, unlock agent productivity, to deliver insights you can actually act on. This isn't about change for the sake of change. It's about giving your teams tools that make their jobs easier and your customers' lives better. So let's jump in. I'll hand it over to our head of product, Markku, who will walk you through what's new and, more importantly, what's valuable for your contact center.
Thanks, Johnny. And also greetings from my side. So I have prepared demos, and I have actually prepared 4 different types of demos. And normally I do all my demos so that I do them in front of the live audience. But as we had a bit of a tight time, so I did actually pre-record the demos a couple of days ago. But they are done with our standard demo system. So means that whatever you see now in the coming half an hour are something that you can also then if and when you have access to standard demo, you can do those also yourself. So with that one, I will share the screen, and then we'll start talking about the new goodies and interesting demo scenarios. So here we go. Now I'm sharing the screen, and colleagues can confirm that you are seeing a product update webinar screen on that side. Yes, thank you. Right. So we have 4 demos. The first one is the hot topic, the AI, and in this case, the AI that generates summary automatically. So this first demo has 2 parts. The part number 1 is where I'm actually showing an inbound call and the call handling by the agent. I'm also showing it integrated with the SAP systems, and in this case, simultaneously integrated with SAP Service Cloud version 2, Service Cloud version 1, and then the SAP CRM Interaction Center. And then let's see what happens on that side when we proceed with the phone call. And then the part number 2 is the automatic customer satisfaction survey, and based on the phone call that we just have done, and then see how we handle that one, and then how we generate the summary based on those ones. So off we go. So the setting the stage, we are in the automotive industry, and the customer is calling the support and needs the longer charging cable. So here in the screen we have on the left hand side we have the customer, and the 2 screens in the middle and on the right hand side are of course then the well-known communication panel and then the CRM screen. So now we start. And first of all, like I mentioned, I have here the Service Cloud version 2, Service Cloud version 1, and then the cherry on the cake, the good old SAP CRM Interaction Center, and all of them are actually connected to the same communication panel agent session. So you will actually see the integrations taking place as we place the call. So here now customer is calling to the standard demo telephone number, and we will see here a call landing to the agent screen. Incoming call displayed also communication panel side, and then we are able to display the caller's data, so the customer identification in the Service Cloud version 2, and where we also then see the previous communication events from the very same contact and customer. At the same time now, of course, agent starts asking that what would you like to do and what would you like to have? And the customer explains, of course, that I need a longer cable, and the phone call itself continues as you see. And when I was talking about the integration, so the same integration also works now with the Service Cloud version 1, where it creates an activity, and also with the Interaction Center, where also the customer is identified based on the phone number. And now the call proceeds, and the customer is explaining to the agent what would he or she like to have, and then at some beautiful moment the call is ended. So the call finishes, and now you can see the status of the call in the Interaction Center as wrap up. You can of course end the wrap up from the communication panel quite nicely. And then while the advantage of having these 2 screens side by side is really that then you can use the whole real estate of the CRM to the CRM content, whether then it's a content in the CRM Service Cloud version 2 or whether it's a content in the Interaction Center. And now when we go into the call history, we can see that the system is generating the summary of this call that just happened. So here you can see that the customer is calling about getting a new charger cable, and an agent is able to handle the call, and then the call is ended. And it's all based on the call recordings and the transcription of the call recording. In other words, converting the call audio into text. And now what we do with this scenario is that we are able to utilize the transcribed text and also the AI summary inside of the communication panel, but also automatically so that it's uploaded, for example, in this case, to the Service Cloud. So here under the notes section, you see the AI generated notes, and under the transcript section, you will see the call transcript automatically stored in the Service Cloud, and of course linked to the customer and to the business partner information on that side. So this saves actually a tremendous amount of agent's time when the agent is summarizing, otherwise kind of manually summarizing the call that just has taken place. So the agent can really focus on much more productive issues than just kind of like writing the notes after the call has ended. Very powerful things indeed, and can be taken into use on any Contact Pro public cloud system today. And with the coming FP21 on-premise release, it will be possible also for customers using the on-premise setup. This was the part number one of this scenario, and now the scenario continues. So let's see what will happen after the call. So we can configure our system in such a way that it creates automatically a message inviting customer to a survey. And we are using WhatsApp as the channel for asking customer feedback about the latest conversation. And when customer says that, yeah, I want to participate, the first and quite important question actually is that, hey, did we manage to solve your issue? And then this is what counts. So if the customer says that, no, actually it didn't get solved, so we can use this information in later part of the customer satisfaction flow, and you will see that example in a second. First, the customer needs to answer 2 other questions about the satisfaction on the customer service agent. In this case, it was me, so customer of course was very satisfied, and then also generally about the satisfaction on our business overall, and that was also quite okay. These results are automatically uploaded to Contact Pro and linked to the original conversation.
How, if the agent didn't follow procedure? What
can we
just curious.
Uldis,
if you can talk about it.
Can we, Uldis, please take the questions afterwards, if it would be okay, and so that if you paste it on the chat, so if would be okay. Right. So let me go back on this one a little bit. Thank you. Okay, I'm continuing with this one. So sorry, I cannot actually stop this recording. So in that sense, so I will answer the questions afterwards. So now in this case, when the bot is identifying that customer did not get the issue solved, we can offer the customer option to continue the issue handling directly in the WhatsApp chat. And in this case, the WhatsApp chat is then pushed to the first available agent. Agent can see the survey questions and see also that customer didn't get the issue solved. We have the customer identified here on the all the CRM side, and the chat transcript is automatically visible even in the interaction center, which is from the technology, not the latest one on the SAP CRM product range. And now customer and then the customer service agent, that can either be the same agent or then another agent can then finalize customer's issue and solve the topic. This being WhatsApp has a couple of advantages, and you can of course exchange text-based content to both directions, but you can also then ask the customer or the agent to for example share some rich content on that side, meaning for example pictures and PDF attachments and similar. And here you will see that the customer is sending a picture of the car charging port that in this case happens to be a different type that normally is used in Europe. So now the customer service team can send the right type of a cable for the customer. And soon we are finished with the WhatsApp handling, and then the WhatsApp conversation, of course, doesn't need to get transcribed by any service because it is already text, but we actually send the very same transcribed or transcription to the AI for summary and analysis. So also the chat content get equally analyzed and summarized by the AI. And then here you can now see what is taken place with the chat content. So first of all, what takes place with the chat is that we equally generate an event of the chat in the corresponding CRM timeline. So here you see one in the Service Cloud version 2, the transcription, and then when we go into the interaction center, okay, I actually didn't show it now here. So there it generates an interaction record, and here in the Service Cloud version 1 timeline, you will also see the transcript, and then here the AI generated insights for the just completed chat. And the very same, of course, is found also from the Contact Pro history side. So when we navigate to the history like this, you can see the actual history, and then here we have the AI analysis with the same content, keywords, the detected language, and of course the summary, and speeds up the agent process tremendously from the option that the agent would need to write all the things themselves. Good. I'll proceed, and I'll promise to come to the question in the end of the show. There might also be some other questions. Now something completely different. When I first showed this one to our colleagues and to some of the customers, they were saying that, are you doing some magic or what? So what we do here is that we are capable of demonstrating an automatic language detection and translation, so that your customer service can basically serve any language of the world without actually mastering that language. So here we are having a couple of use cases from the travel and hospitality, kind of like a use case. So first one is such that I'm using here the WhatsApp channel, and let's proceed. So here customer is actually initiating the conversation over WhatsApp. This is also one of the channels in standard demo. And of course, I'm not speaking any Chinese in this case, but I asked GPT to make a dialogue for me. So I'm just copy pasting the Chinese text into the WhatsApp. But let's see what happens actually with that one. So now customer sends a Chinese text. The conversation is allocated to first available agent. This agent definitely doesn't speak Chinese. So even the standard message of this welcome message is translated to the detected language. And now the agent can then reply in this case in English, and that gets automatically translated into customer's language. So when you look into the left-hand side, customer chats fluently in Chinese with the customer service, and now customer is asking a pot of green tea in the room, and then some additional requirements for the tea, and then the agent is still asking that what time will you be arriving, and then the customer replies that I will be arriving. I don't remember what I wrote there, but we'll see it in a second. So the Chinese version says that customer will arrive around 2 p.m. and then agent says thank you and see you then, and have a really nice time. So this actually completes the automatic translation of the thing itself, but then this chat as well can be sent to the AI for summarization and analysis, and then usually it takes few seconds to get the summary out of that one. So my first attempt is not yet showing the analysis, but then I think I close this one, and then I fetch actually the same thing again from the history just to speed up the analysis. And now you can see the detected language as Chinese, the summary, and keywords and everything. So it's quite brilliant actually how this one is working on that side. Right, but that's not everything. So the automatic translation is also dynamic, and this you will see with another channel that has the automatic translation and language detection on, namely RCS. And this scenario starts other way around. So here the agent is actually sending the first message towards the customer, but we actually have some customer history in that one. In this case, that customer has previously spoken Hindi. So now the customer receives that message and then asks for some kombucha in the room when customer arrives, and then the customer continues in Hindi first the agent replies, of course, that when confirming that one, that you want to have this kombucha in the room. And now the customer actually changes the language to Indonesian, which will be equally identified as a language, and then that also too is translated to the agent's language, and agent continues speaking the English language, as agent is multilingual also, and now the agent's replies are written in the last identified language, in this case Indonesian. And now customer switches back to Hindi, and then the agent will be replying in English, and that will be used the last language what we have there, which in this case is Hindi, and welcoming the customer into the hotel, and that's the use case. So pretty amazing kind of like experience, and you can believe that when I have been showing this one to the hotel representatives, they have been like, okay, you can stop now the demonstrating. So where is the pen? I will sign it immediately, the contract. So this is kind of like one kind of amazing game changer in that industry, but applies actually to multiple other industries as well. Something completely different, demo set number 3. You might have been getting the news that we are doing a mobile client, and we are now almost ready with the mobile client. So it's still in open beta, but we are now accepting customers to sign in for the mobile client, and of course this enables the usage in, for example, retail industry, where people are not necessarily in front of their support desk, but like it's written here now the desk is optional, but still the support is there. So you can really take part into the chat service using your mobile device. And let's see a couple of how it looks in practice. So here I'm continuing this automotive charging case, and a couple of other cases as well. So let's see how that works. So to set the stage, I have here 4 screens. The utmost left is the agent screen, agent mobile, and an Apple iPhone. And we start the scenario actually with continuing the WhatsApp conversation. And customer says here that hello again. And customer sends it via WhatsApp, and there are different methods how you can then fetch the conversation in the mobile app. First of all, you get the notification like you saw from the screen, and then you can, for example, see from the pick list that this is the type of the conversation. You can preview it and then decide to hit the pick button and then start your conversation automatically. And now we have an ongoing Contact Pro WhatsApp chat between the customer and then the mobile agent. And what you can do with this one is you can simply exchange messages, but because this is on WhatsApp, you can also then use the rich content on that one. And now you can see the messages coming and going between the customer's WhatsApp and then the mobile agent on that side. And as you can see, the conversation is really fluent, as I was doing the recording at the same time. But here you can see customer support agent asking some pictures of the charging port, for example, and now the customer is sending a picture. I think it's the same picture as what I used in the previous demo, and this is visible, for example, now on the mobile agent's side quite normally. But in this case, it's not about the cable, but the charging port won't close, so the customer need some help with that one. Okay, the scenario doesn't actually go further, but the purpose is that I'm actually then okay, the agent can of course send pictures to guide the customer on that one. So here you can see that the agent is picking just a random picture on that one, but it could of course contain a PDF document or a link to a video how to do this or that or something else. So I'm sure you get the case, right? But now the scenario continues so that we have another agent, another customer kind of like also chatting, and this mobile agent is the agent to serve also that customer and simultaneously. So here you can see the customer chatting actually started the chat using the Sinch chat and is chatting first with the chat layer bot, and now customer is actually asking that, hey, I would like actually to speak with the human agent. So now there is an offloading, in other words, a transfer from the bot to the Contact Pro, and now on the pick list, the customer agent can see what's the conversation between the bot and the customer, and then continuing the conversation as a human support agent. So now you can greet the customer with the name, and then you can find out that what's your issue and help the customer further on that side. And this too works in the same way, so that you can continue chatting. So you can actually have multiple chats active at the same time on your mobile. Okay, you need to be rather mobile native to master all those, but technically it's possible. So while you are in another conversation, you can have the other conversation on the background having some new messages, and our system uses a push functionality to display that now there are some new messages on that side. And soon we will actually have even a third customer chatting. So in the middle we have now the RCS chat, and this customer needs a new bike, and then we can also allocate conversations to the mobile agent by using the push method. So the agent doesn't need to go into the pick list to check that what type of conversations there might be waiting in the queue. So now we are chatting actually simultaneously with 3 customers, and here you can see under the conversations tab that we are having the 3 customers. All happen to have almost a similar name, but that's because of the demo recording person. The agent has controls on the chat, so the agent can end the chat, agent can transfer the chat, agent can use notes in the chat, and that's an easy way to then master your chat experience on that side. And now, for example, agent just ended the chat with the person who was using the Sinch chat side, and then because we used the offloading method, now the bot took over the session. So if you look on the right hand side, now the bot, for example, can ask that, hey, how did it go? So was everything okay? And you can then give, for example, your rating on the experience that you just had from that side. So that is also an capability which comes as out of the box when using the setup of Contact Pro, the chat layer, and then the offloading method. And now the demo is about to end with finalizing the RCS chat. And if you remember from the previous scenario, it had actually an automatic translation capability in it. So the translation capability is not implemented on client, but it's actually implemented on the backend. Therefore, it also supports it is supported also on the mobile client side. So there you see this one working as well, but now the agent is about to end also that conversation. So time to finalize this part of the demo. 3 down, 1 to go. The 1 to go is also an early access example of improved customer issue resolution in a phone call by adding an real-time video on top of the phone call. So in this case, what we have is that we have a customer calling into the support line, and the customer has an issue with the scanner. But here we actually start with a little bit different type of an approach, so that the customer is not just calling in, but customer is indicating the issue via a web form. So let's see how that works. This too is available in standard demo, and I'm sure you will find a lot of quite interesting usage of that one. So here we have the customer on the right-hand side using the mobile phone, and then the agent is using, of course, the communication panel on the left-hand side. And it starts from the right-hand side.
Not much to report, but one positive thing.
Can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Yes, so customer is here first saying that I have an issue with my scanner, please call me, and then they submit this as a action item into Contact Pro. It will land into the action item queue, and then it will be allocated to the first available agent. And here you see the incoming action item on that one. And now, because we have the customer information there, so with the one simple mouse click, you can then trigger the actual phone call, and now you can see the customer's phone ringing, and now we have the action item and we have the phone call as active conversations. Now customer can start explaining about the scanner issue, and agent is suggesting that, hey, could I actually take a look on that one? So would it be okay if you share what you see from your mobile phone camera directly to me? It would help me to understand your issue and maybe fix it as well. And now what happens is that we are sending a link to video where customer receives this video invite, in this case over SMS, and then you click on that link. you land on an instruction page, but we also have the agent and then customer talking at the same time, so agent can also explain what is happening. And now customer needs to give permissions to the camera so that this web page is allowed to use the camera itself on the phone. And it uses the rear side camera. So at the same time, then agent and customer are talking, and now the agent can guide the customer to check certain things from the scanner. And in this case, the agent says that, hey, there is actually a lock button in the bottom of the scanner, so you might have it in the wrong position. So just switch it from the other position to the other one, and then give it a go. And then customer says that, hey, brilliant, you just made my day, and you managed to solve my issue. So now agent is able to finalize the phone call, and then you are back on this action item, and then you mark this action item as handled topic. How wonderful. Now we landed into the questions and answers part. So let's open the microphones, and let's also open the chat for the questions and answers. And now, colleagues, please help me out, because I also probably need some help with that one. So I'll stop sharing and also look into what we have on the Q&A part.
Absolutely. If you'd like, I can help, Marco, if that's helpful.
Yes.
So I've just been in the Q&A as we went, and folks, if there's a question that's absolutely burning for you, consider upvoting it. I think we're just looking at them top of the list to bottom of the list now. But the one that's got a couple votes here, and I'll just maybe read them out as we go, is the integration to SAP Service Cloud, recordings, transcript, and AI summarization a system standard or a custom EDI integration? That question comes from Dennis.
Yes. So integration to SAP Service Cloud, when it comes down to the uploading of the transcripts and AI summary, it is standard, but it's also utilizing the EDI. So we have done the heavy lifting for you guys, but of course we still need to configure it to point to the customer's specific CRM system. So it's a combination of EDI and some AWS Lambda functions.
Cool. The next question we've got here is from Sarda. Is the automatic translation built in, or does it use third-party API?
Yes, the chat translation is actually using Amazon Translate as the functionality underneath. So sort of using a third-party API, but it's something which we have done on the back end. So once again, the customer or the partner does not necessarily need to do anything for it.
Gotcha. Another question from the same person. I read in the latest documentation that the mobile app is only iOS supported, but not Android. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So when we started our mobile development, we had multiple technology choices to make, and focusing mainly on the retail segment, the iOS was the stronger choice. The soon we had made that choice, I started to get questions from the colleagues that, yeah, when do you plan to do the Android? And I can say that if we would have made the choice exactly the other way around, I would have been getting the questions that when do you make the iOS? But we made the choice for the iOS now, and we start with that one. Android is in our, let's say, long-term plans, but I wouldn't hold my breath in waiting for the Android at the moment. So we now expect to get feedback on the mobile applications, mobile app, and then implement it in later stage for the Android. So iOS is what we are riding with now.
Gotcha. The next question we've got is from Edwin, and he asked, can the mobile agent already handle voice?
That's another good and quite frequent question. Mobile app is capable of handling chat and messaging today. So the voice handling, if you need it in a mobile device, we need to rely on our external agent capability. So we are able to push the calls from the queues to the mobile device, but it comes just as a phone call in, so it doesn't have any application that displays the caller's data or any other controls on that one. It's also in the plans, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that one either. So, but we haven't forgotten it.
We just got a couple more minutes here. We've got lots of good questions. So
Yes.
thanks everybody for dropping your questions in. This is fabulous. The next question we've got is from Sarah. Sarah asks, is the CSAT response visible against the customer account and original interaction in SAP? An additional question, what CSAT reporting is available? And I think that was a question that came in 11 minutes ago. So I think it was on your third demo.
Yeah, the customer satisfaction survey, first of all, of course, the questions are something that I've just put the 3 questions as example. So every business needs their own questions. So that's, of course, fully customizable, how many questions and what type of questions you have. But yes, we are actually linking it to the original call. So it's linked to the agent, it's linked to the queue, and it's also linked to the customer. We are not currently uploading the CSAT results to SAP, so that would be a custom build. Doable, of course, because we are equally able to upload also the transcript and AI summaries there. We just haven't done that part. But yes, so that's related to the SAP integration. And CSAT reporting, we have the standard reports indicating the CSAT, so the script reports, and then they are also visible in the dashboard when you look at the original conversation, whether it's a phone call or chat or whatever conversation the CSAT is linked to.
Awesome. Another question we got here is from Samantha. And I apologize to folks if I've been saying first names instead of last name, but I'm pretty sure I've got this one right.
Yes.
The question is, does Sinch have in their roadmap to enable live call transcription to CRM rather than uploading the entire call transcription at once after the call has been ended for the purpose of real-time AI recommendations to agents as they're speaking live with customers?
Yes. So regarding this different types of call content transcription and analysis, we had 2 items that we needed to do, and we have now 1 down. So we have the post call thing done, so it enables automatic summarization and analysis. And the other use case which we need to cover and are covering is exactly this one, that the call is transcribed in real time or near real time, so that the agent can get guidance on what to speak and what to do for the actual phone call. Target is that we start that one as soon as possible, so most likely in the 26 Q1, and then it takes what it takes, but we'll get that one done as well. Very good question. You could all be doing my job, so you're doing exactly the same thing as I do. So this is easy.
There's another.
Next one.
We only got maybe 1 or 2 here left, but there's a question here that's got a handful of likes, and I imagine that means votes. But I was asking about the chat bot earlier on. I think it was in your first demo. Is the bot built on Sinch chat there? I'm pretty sure it is. I said I got to check with Marku, but I'm pretty sure it is, right, Marku?
It is. It is, of course. We drink our own champagne in that sense. So the bots that you saw both in the CSAT as well as in the first example, and then also in the mobile app demo, they are all made with chat layer.
Perfect. Well, with that, I want to make sure I leave a couple minutes for Mika and Johnny to wrap up with. I think we've gotten through most of the questions here today.
And I'll cover the rest after the webinar ends. So let's make sure that all the questions get answered.
Let's do that. Yeah, exactly. And as said, we would love to have your feedback. What do you think? Are these useful? And also, if you have any good ideas, what the content for the next webinar should be. I mean, we are very, very happy to receive those from you. Till the end, we are doing this for you, and we want to make sure that it's time well spent. Next is planned for December, 6 months from now. So that's with a disclaimer, of course, because we need to have Marco on board and Johnny as well. I haven't spoken to the guys yet, but that is my plan at least, and then we go, in every 6 months. So that's our plan, so that you are fully updated what's going on. And of course, one comment, Marco, I think, one question to you is that, some of the features you showed, I think, especially with the AI, is for cloud version only, right? So still a little bit limited for the on-premise. I think that's important to understand and know. And from us, you get more details on this, of course, going forward.
Yeah. But to that very point, we have now done the necessary preparations to enable also the on-premise customers to take advantage on the AI summary, but that will require our FP21, which will have these new APIs and capabilities in it. But then any customer using the on-prem system needs to know that you need to do certain configuration steps, and there we strongly recommend a skilled Contact Pro system integrator to support in that one. But technically possible, requires FP21.
Yeah. The skilled SIs, we have a lot of them on the call. So
we certainly have. So
that shouldn't be an issue at all.
Yes.
From my own behalf, for me, I mean, thank you so much for joining, and it was great to have so many people attending. It seems that there was definitely an order for this. Johnny, if you want to have some closing words from your end, then I think we need to close the call, right?
Yeah, and first of all, I want to say, Marco, I really enjoyed it. Great demo. But I also want to say to the audience, you know where to find me, and you know where to find us. So hopefully this piqued some interest, and we can show you more details in maybe some upcoming meetings. So yeah, feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, we are here for you guys. Yep, that's the case. Okie dokie. Should we close the call and let people go? Thank you again.